All right, so what can we control and what does this mean for recruiting right now with the virus? Obviously, we've got clients in all 50 states, so everybody's being affected differently. Some of our medical centers are kind of recruiting as normal, hiring as normal. They're not doing too many things different. And then obviously with our clients in New York City and Baltimore and Philly, they're putting hiring on hold more, and things are going slower. Um, so it's kind of hopefully this passes in a couple weeks and it's not a couple months. But what can you control as an HR director or a talent acquisition recruiter? What are some of the things that you guys can do to kind of keep things going so that it doesn't kill your whole year and mess up your whole year? Um, so a couple things is you may all be doing these four things, and maybe you can't do any of them, but they're just some ideas to make things better and kind of make things smoother. Use video interviewing, um, Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, Vidyard. There's a bunch of them, just to kind of keep candidates in process, keep them going. So if this does slow down and you guys can start making hires in a couple weeks, you've got those candidates teed up. Try not to put pause on all recruiting. That could be a mistake, because then that could really affect your quarter, your year, all your hiring and annual plans. Maybe if you have the ability to make a hire and hire somebody when they never did the face-to-face visit, you just did video conferencing, video interviewing. Maybe preface the candidate, hey, because we didn't get to meet you face-to-face, we're going to do a 90 or 120-day probationary type period, just so it kind of gives you an out, because you never really got to interact with the candidate face to face. Just an idea and an option. The third thing that you can capitalize on is if there's providers, and there's some that aren't going to work. We're seeing it with some CRNAs and psych NPs, that they're being held back. They're at home. Use this time for recruiting to get more candidates on the phone and build up your pipeline, beef up your pipeline, so that when things start moving, hopefully in a couple weeks, you can pop those people in. And that's a lot what we're doing is if these folks aren't working, they're at home, they're more likely to take your call, make that connection. You might be able to connect with candidates normally you wouldn't have been able to connect with, and you kind of beef up your pipeline, and then those people are ready to go when it's time. The last thing is, if you're a recruiter and you work on a national level, and maybe you've got searches in big cities and rural areas, focus on the rural areas and that rural recruitment versus the bigger cities. We're just seeing bigger cities are more affected by this, so it's just a little bit better use of your time. So hopefully you guys can use a couple of these four tips to kind of implement during these next couple weeks.